back, everyone, to another episode of Rooftop Perspectives. I couldn't have asked for a more windy day. It is very windy out here, but the breeze feels good. I don't know what the temperature is, but it feels really good, right? I did a YouTube short yesterday and just deleted it by mistake. I'm still learning how to do that. But what I wanted to talk about was time. And I always speak about time, then I turn around and say that time is an artificial construct, and it is. Time is very much real on this level, the natural level, and man has made it where he can measure this thing, and we all honor it as a thing that we can go to each other's appointments, meet up with each other, and have some kind of organization in this world. But it's not an organized world, right? It's not organized at all. So they say on the spiritual levels, time doesn't exist. And some people have a problem with understanding that. And I always say we are time. Like I said before in the other video, that if we decide to meet at 10 o'clock in the morning, but we don't get there until 11:30, that's really the 10 o'clock that you're waiting for, because we didn't show up. We are the energy. We're the real thing that puts value into this thing that man calls time. So as I am now, I don't acknowledge time, only when it involves somebody else. And I have to meet them and say, okay, I know how to do this. I've been doing this all my life. But other than that, I come out of it. Like, I was up for 2 days for the last 2 days, right? And I said, I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep till I wake up. So I can't tell you when I'm gonna do a live show or a recorded show or anything. I'm just gonna sleep. I might not have awakened until like 10 o'clock at night. So this is how I'm living right now. I'm not living rigid because I'm going into the spiritual realm. So I have to focus more on myself and how things come from within, because that's the real deal. We got to let time go when we can. Go for a weekend where you have no appointments, no set anything. And if you want to, have your alarm clock set for Monday, if you go to work Monday or Thursday or whatever it is, when you have to indulge yourself in the man-made world. But detach yourself from this artificial construct from time as much as you can. It will keep you looking younger. It'll keep you in touch with yourself, and it'll keep you in a place where you can listen to the voice that guides you on a spiritual level. But when we're caught up in, oh, this is on and that on, and I'm going to say for social media also, because social media is killing some of us. We got to be on there every minute and watch everything and see everything. And there's no time for that, because that's 24 hours. So when you're on social media so much, you begin to lose yourself. So I have already identified that I am a creator. Social media is like a few logs in front of me of fire that I'm maintaining. And I take my creations and throw it into the fire to keep the fire going. It don't mean I'm going to sit there and watch the fire all day, because there's things that I have to do in real life, So the more we can keep ourselves away from this thing called time and watching the time, nah. This is why some people in their retirement have a more beautiful time in connecting with themselves than when they were working, right? Even the work thing, then you get the work gossip. Not only are you giving into time, which if you're going to have a job and all of this stuff and maintain some of the things in this man-made world, you have to do that. But then you get to the job and all of a sudden say, well, so-and-so said this and so-and-so said. Then now that takes up your mind when you come home, when you should be resting and not thinking about the job. So now the job has taken over your whole mind. There are things that I do now for the purpose of social media, to keep the platform going, even though I'm going in harder and harder than ever. But there's sometimes I have to take the camera and put it down and say, let me enjoy this for me. Let me enjoy this meal for me. I don't have to show every meal that I have on Instagram. I don't have to show everything. I need to have some of this special energy, I didn't say time, for myself. So this is why I've been cooling out a lot more, because there's going to come a time when on social media that is pulling the life force out of our life. The energy, we're giving so much energy to it. And this thing called time that you got to remember. There's several situations down through the years that I'm talking to somebody and they don't answer. It's happened to me twice where they don't answer, and a couple of times where we weren't talking on a regular basis, but we were still in connection with each other. But I'm talking to this person, and they say, one person in particular, I'm not gonna put their name out there. She said, let me go and shower, let me come back, make something to eat, and I'm gonna sit down and talk with you. And she never answered me. So 2 days went by. I said, what's up with you? You know, you forgot about me? I'm joking. You know, I said a little private joke. Come to find out, they died. And that was the last communication, from what I understand, that she had, that she was gonna go in, wash up, get something to eat. Let's not take life for granted. You know, we talk about agendas, we talk about agents, we talk about, you know, technology, but they gave us this thing called social media, and a lot of us are in it, hook, line, and sinker. It could be a good thing. We don't have to write notes and mail letters. I'm not saying to get off of it completely, which one day you're gonna have to face that. But it's taking so much of our energy away from our lives, and we're focused more on that. We wake up and, I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying this in general, but we wake up, first thing we grab is our phone, which is something I got away from doing because at one time I used to do that. And I have an excuse because I want to see what's going on in the world and what I can talk about and what I can create, understood. Even I, who had a reason for that, have gotten away from that. There are days I say, you know what, I'm not gonna answer this phone for 2 days, and I ain't doing it. But I will call those who are important to me and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm doing. If you ring, I'm gonna pick it up, but I'm not picking up right now. If I feel a sense that I'm getting out of myself, I have to reconnect. A lot of us don't even know what's going on. The beautiful mountains that I'm looking at. I'm looking at these beautiful mountains. What if I was so caught up in this electronic thing, this electronic crack pipe, right? I'd miss out on that, the breeze that's hitting me, the peace and quiet that comes over us. A lot of us are becoming mental cases and don't even realize it. Because when do you sleep? When do you eat? When do you really communicate with your loved ones? And some people will say, yeah, okay, whatever. Some of us need to really deal with our trauma. This is a thing where it can temporarily make us feel as though we're not traumatized because we're out of our life. But before we transition, we're going to have to face these things that we should have faced. Don't think you're getting away from it. We have to grow, we have to heal, and that's the responsibility that we have to ourselves. But we're given so much time. It's almost like the person who is in church and they got hell going on in their house. The daughters are sleeping around and bringing men into the house at night. Maybe a son that's on crack and stealing things from the house, and a husband that's cheating on you, beating on you, making children outside, whatever it may be, right? And here you are, 5 and 6 days out of the week in the church, when you should be dealing with the issues that you have at hand, but you use that as a way of escapism. And many of us use social media or taking up our time with something. But we have problems here in the heart, or maybe at home, or wherever. Things we're struggling with. Even if it's not something at home, things you're struggling with. I'm using the church as an example. I knew a lady in my neighborhood who had so much issues, and she was beginning to lose her mind. Because I know she was wondering, why is her household so ratchet and falling apart, and the family not, and especially the younger ones. And I'm not talking about babies, I'm talking about teenagers and those who are coming up, who should be on their own anyway. She took it upon herself to feel guilty about what was going on in her house. So that was her trauma. So what did she do? She would just clean, scrubbing, clean. This is somebody on my block in New York City, in Queens. So she started sweeping all the time. She swept it, it was cleaned up. A leaf would drop in the yard. She'd go out there, not even pick it up, but sweep it. You shouldn't have to run out there and pick it up. That's gonna happen. But I knew what it was. She was so hurt and traumatized by what was going on in her household that she actually lost her mind. The things you want to run away from, that you think you can replace it by some other activity of church, or I'm going to go to school more, or I'm going to work out, or I'm going to the gym. But your spiritual life has gone to hell, and you have no clue how to get back in touch with yourself. And we don't want to spend the time to better ourselves. But if you have garbage in your yard and it stinks, you can't just sit there, man, the yard is stinking. The yard is stinking. The yard is stinking. Boy, it smells so bad. Over and over like a broken record. Get up off your ass and go out there in that yard and deal with what has accumulated in your yard. Because chances are, if you haven't only allowed it, you're the one taking the garbage and throwing it back yourself. So you got to change your habits and change how you see the world. Because if you think that if I do this or do that, the various goals that we say that will bring us happiness, if I have this, or if I move to this place, I will be happy. It doesn't mean that, because you can gain the riches of the world. You can travel the whole world. If your heart is on fire, if your mind is out of control, you'll never seek, or you can seek it, but you'll never have the peace that you need from the inside. So therefore, once you get this peace and tranquility, if they take everything away from you, would you still be happy? See me, I know just like the two friends that I had that passed away, you know, we're going to pass away, we're going to transition. And the other few that I had been, you know, speaking with on a regular basis, that transition taught me a big lesson. Because you know what? As much content as I put on social media, as much of articles I write and videos that I put up, I understand that one day I will not be able to do this anymore because I won't be here. And then one day there's going to be a point where certain things that have to be paid for are going to be gone, right? It's going to be gone. And the memory of me will fade away as the generations go by. See, if my children preserve what I've done, that's one thing. But even then, they're going to have their own things they concern themselves with when I'm gone. Grandchildren, great-grandchildren, family members that have come from my loins that I will never see because of the time. Lancescurv.com won't be around one day. So I can't make that my God. Twitter, for me. What's the other ones there? See, I'm forgetting them, and that's good. Instagram, YouTube, you know, LinkedIn, all these other ones. For me, it might go on, but for me, I'll be off of it. So why spend so much time on something that's going to dissipate? Well, I have elevated myself, and I'm in the process of cleaning myself up, moving away from certain lower level of content, going higher as I should. Because you know, you can do something you think is good, and you get the people clapping for you, but it's not doing anything for you. And I'm not a selfish person, but my thing is, I will do anything for anyone who may need me. But I'm not going to make myself suffer ultimately when I transition and have to face what it is that I've done. You see? So, that being said, this is a very short one, right? Was it like 5 minutes or something, 10 minutes? But I'm feeling real good, and I'm going to upload some things that are already there. And I'm going to take a nice long walk. I might do something while I'm walking if the sun's still up. But I may go downstairs and don't come out for the rest of the night and probably go back to sleep, right? But anyway, it's been good talking to you, and I'll be back to work later on when I wake up, because I'm going to take a little nap eventually. Because 2 days is rough on the body. You'll get some sleep straight, and then it's like, listen, you didn't get all of it. It's like a short spoon in a deep jar of peanut butter. You can get your knuckles hitting and everything. You're not getting all of it. So just go find a longer spoon so you can get it all. Anyway, I want to say salute to the brothers. Much love to my sisters. I'm going to eat a good meal right now, and I'm looking forward to that. Because like I said, I didn't eat yet, even though I've been up for a little while. And take life as it is. Flow. Enjoy. Vibe with the people who are genuine with you, not those who are with you for whatever reason. And just keep your life clean, humble, meditate, but never lose touch with yourself. I want to get, and it's not selfish, I got to make sure I'm okay. If we're all going, and I don't ride a motorcycle, but if we're all going on a motorcycle trip from state to state, many miles, for a couple of weeks across the country, how do I look? We all have our bikes together, and I'm helping everybody work on their bike but I don't do mine. So I drive halfway through the next state and it breaks down. Are they gonna stop for me and do for me what I should have done for myself? Nah. Balance, y'all. We have the mental, we have the spiritual, and we have the physical. So many of us are so great with the mental. Scholars, professors, people who know a lot of things, but our physical is going to waste. Our spiritual is going to waste. We have people who are in great shape, can do things for a long time or whatever. Their chosen area of athletics or maintaining their body is great, but mentally, because they have things in their past that haunt them, that they never took the time to face. What good is it when you're off balance, right? And so we have the spiritual, that we're seeking this out all the time. And we know that we're going to go on in the spiritual beyond this life, but it doesn't mean you're not supposed to take care of your body. It doesn't mean you're not supposed to know things and how to maintain yourself on that level, on the mental. So like this tripod that's in front of me, it has to be perfectly balanced. Each leg has to go out evenly so that it can stay steady. If one leg is off, it's going to lean, and if it's off too much, it's just going to fall. Especially when the heavy winds of life come to you, like the heavy winds that are here, that you might not hear all the way because they got a little dead cat right here to block the wind, right? But you got to be ready for that, and the only way to be ready for that is to have balance in your life. So this is why I cannot give social media all these hours in my day because I lack something. No, I got other things to work on. So as I move toward the older chronological years, I can have a great time because I had a balanced existence. So be careful how you spend your time, and be careful how this thing called social media sucks you up. Now you feel your legs swollen, I'm just getting older. No, we're not supposed to be in the shape that we're in, where we can't hardly walk, where we can't, look, can you climb yourself over a fence? Can you do at least 3 pull-ups, male or female? Can you run a mile and not stop? We should be able to do this up until the age of 75, 80 years old, because there's some who do that. But the modern civilizational world has turned us into silly putty. We're dying up out of here too early, leaving up out of here too early. We all have a different time that's designated for us, but a lot of times we're killing ourselves with bad practices. I'm going to do this tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised, y'all. Not for any one of us, right? So while we're here right now, we have to do what we have to do right now, right? Because we always project about, tomorrow I'm going to do this. But what you do today is what decides what happens tomorrow. So today is actually tomorrow, if you really want to think about it. And when you go on later in the day, like even me, this will be the past when I come and leave and go downstairs to get something to eat. This will be the past. So it's it's like a relay race where you're passing the baton. It's lots of passing of batons in your day. So this is why I go hard when it's time for me to go hard. Like when I have an issue or a challenge, I show concern for it. But once it's done, I showed concern, I made my plan for now. Now I'm going to get something to eat. Now I'm going to relax myself because my mind is not tormented on that thing. Because it may not even be where you have the chance. You might not even be here. So what am I going to keep thinking? Oh, there's going to be a nuclear bomb dropping. There's going to be a nuclear bomb. Look, show concern. Let me find a place on this earth where chances are that may not happen as fast. Where I'm here, I don't think there's too many nuclear bombs facing Ghana right now. And I'm done. But I'm not going to sit in one spot. Whatever. You don't have enough money to do certain things? Find a way to earn money. It's not all just about work, it's earning. Look at your situation from a different perspective. But if you keep beating down the same thing, the same way, you're going to drive yourself crazy and get nothing done at all. Oh, and I like about that lady who, I didn't finish that story. She'd sweep. She's sort of sweeping in front of her house and sweeping down to the next house. And I'm going to say it like this. The crazier she got is the more she swept, until you see her 2.5 blocks away sweeping. People in their house like, who this lady out here sweeping? I got to say it the hood way. I don't know, but just let her keep on going. She ain't hurt nobody. And plus she's saving me from going outside to do it. Yes, our minds can become so detached and we can slip, and no. Keep your heart right, keep your mind right, work on yourself and live in balance. And just, if something's not good for you, leave it alone. Anyway, much love to you all. Lancescurv out. I will see you on the next one. Much love. Mwah.